The Island Boys story is one of the most shocking and brutal downfalls we've seen in the world of internet fame. These two brothers went from living in mansions, flaunting diamonds, and swimming in cash every single day, to looking broken, drained, and barely recognizable, struggling to survive while the world that once cheered them on now points and laughs at their misery. Their rise was fast, loud, and chaotic, but their fall? It was even faster, even louder, and far more humiliating. What you're about to hear is not just a story about two young men who went viral. It's a lesson about how dangerous fame can be when it's built on nothing but clout. This is the rise and fall of the Island Boys. When they first blew up, it wasn't because of their talent or their music. It was because they were bizarre, different, and unforgettable. The video that made them famous wasn't a polished performance. It wasn't a professionally shot music video. It was just two brothers standing in a pool, hair spiked in outrageous palm tree-like locks, chanting a hook that made absolutely no sense, but stuck in your head like glue. I'm an island boy. That moment changed their lives forever. Overnight, they weren't just unknown kids trying to make it in rap anymore. They were internet celebrities, meme legends, the kind of viral stars that platforms like TikTok and Instagram thrive on. The internet couldn't get enough of them, whether people were mocking them, laughing at them, or ironically supporting them. Attention was all that mattered, and attention is exactly what they got. Within weeks, the Island Boys were being interviewed, invited onto podcasts, and connected with influencers and celebrities. Their social media pages exploded with millions of followers. Their faces were everywhere. Cameos, music features, and even brand deals started pouring in. Suddenly, these two young men were living the dream that millions of kids fantasize about, waking up famous, rich, and untouchable. But behind the gold chains and flashy grills, behind the rented mansions and cars, a dangerous reality was forming. They didn't have the foundation to hold it all together. They didn't have strong management, solid careers, or sustainable talent backing them. They had clout, and clout burns out faster than gasoline poured on fire. Instead of building on their fame and proving to the world that they could actually be more than just a viral joke, the Island Boys leaned into chaos. They showed off stacks of cash, flaunted jewelry, and projected an image of wealth and power that was meant to intimidate anyone who doubted them. But with every flex came more enemies, more people rooting for them to fail. They became known less for their music and more for their fights, their controversies, their arrogance, and their reckless lifestyle. Fame had made them feel untouchable, but the truth was the opposite. They were standing on quicksand, sinking deeper with every move they made. It didn't take long for cracks to show. Their music wasn't charting, their shows were a mess, and their public appearances often turned into fights or viral embarrassment. Instead of evolving and maturing as artists, they doubled down on the image of being brash, wild, and unpredictable. But you can't sustain a career on shock value alone. And when the world moved on to the next viral sensation, the Island Boys were left with the weight of maintaining an expensive lifestyle without the income to back it up. The money started disappearing, the opportunities slowed down, and suddenly, the once mighty Island Boys were being exposed as broke. The fall wasn't just financial, it was personal and visible. The twins who once looked like they had endless energy, who smiled with gold teeth and flashed diamonds at the camera, started appearing in videos looking drained, aged, and defeated. Their faces told the story their music never could. They were exhausted, overwhelmed, and broken by the very fame they chased so recklessly. The internet, merciless as always, didn't just notice, it feasted on their downfall. Memes, jokes, and side-by-side comparisons of their then versus now photos went viral. The same audience that made them famous was now celebrating their collapse. And yet, their controversies didn't stop. Public fights with former friends, viral feuds with influencers, and disturbing allegations all piled onto their already fragile reputation. The brothers who once stood together began turning on each other, airing their dirty laundry online, exposing private messages, and making their family bond look more like a business deal gone bad. Their desperation became more and more obvious. Instead of commanding million-dollar opportunities, they were begging for scraps of attention online, latching onto whatever drama they could find just to stay relevant. This wasn't just a fall from fame. It was a free fall into humiliation. And people watched every second of it, because the Island Boys story wasn't just entertaining, it was a brutal reminder of what happens when viral success collides with immaturity, arrogance, and lack of direction. They went from being icons of what the internet can do for unknown artists to becoming a cautionary tale of how quickly it can all be taken away. Fame is powerful, but fame without structure, without artistry, without discipline, is deadly. Today, the Island Boys aren't remembered as musicians or as cultural influencers. They are remembered as a warning. A symbol of wasted opportunity, of fame turned toxic, of clout culture destroying the very people it creates. Their story screams one undeniable truth. If you don't respect fame, if you don't know how to manage it, fame will destroy you. And that's exactly what happened here. From $40,000 a day to barely scraping together $2. From luxury mansions to public ridicule. From being the hottest name on TikTok to being laughed at as washed-up internet clowns. Their entire legacy collapsed in a matter of years. And all that's left is the image of what could have been if they had chosen a different path. The Island Boys thought they were untouchable. They thought their fame was endless. But fame is a fire, and if you don't know how to control it, it will burn you alive. Their story is a tragedy dressed as comedy, a warning hidden inside a meme. And the real question is, can they ever recover? Will they ever rise again? Or will the Island Boys be remembered only as the internet's biggest cautionary tale? What do you think? Did they deserve their downfall, or was it inevitable from the start? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more dramatic breakdowns like this one. Because the rise and fall of the Island Boys is more than entertainment. It's a mirror into the dangerous side of viral culture, and a reminder that what goes up must always come down. But as much as this feels like the end of their story, maybe it isn't. Maybe, buried beneath the chaos, the broken friendships, the wasted money, and the endless ridicule, there's still a chance for redemption. Because if the Island Boys teach us anything, it's that the internet doesn't just create stars, it creates survivors. Sometimes the very people the world laughs at the loudest are the ones who manage to crawl back, reinvent themselves, and come back stronger. And yet, the question lingers. Do the Island Boys even want redemption? Or are they too far gone, too addicted to the chaos, too lost in the echo chamber of clout to ever rebuild their lives? Because what we see today is not just a fall from grace. It's the haunting image of wasted youth. Two young men who once had the entire world at their fingertips, and instead of building something lasting, they burned it all in the name of attention. And that's why the story cuts deeper than just a meme or a viral laugh. This isn't just internet entertainment. It's a human tragedy. It's the collapse of potential, the self-destruction of two people who could have had everything, but chose nothing. And now, as they sit in the ruins of their fame, the world has moved on. The money is gone. The fans are gone. The respect was never there to begin with. All that remains is the echo of a song the world will never forget. I'm an island boy, now turned into a cruel reminder of what happens when clout is all you chase. And so, the Island Boys story ends where it began, with noise. But this time, it's not the noise of hype, not the noise of fans cheering, not the noise of money counting in stacks. It's the noise of silence. A silence so loud it drowns them. As the internet looks for the next viral act to tear apart. Their legacy is not one of music, or talent, or art. Their legacy is a warning shot to every single person chasing fame without purpose. Fame without discipline is a curse. Clout without substance is death. And the Island Boys are living proof. So the next time you see someone blow up overnight, remember this story. Remember how fast it can all collapse. Remember the Island Boys. Because no matter how big the house, no matter how expensive the chain, no matter how many millions hit your account in a single day, if you're not ready to handle the fire, that fire will consume you whole. And that's the truth. Stay tuned, because their fall may already be complete, but the world is still watching, waiting to see if they will ever rise again. Until then, this has been one of the most dramatic cautionary tales of our time. Don't forget to subscribe, because stories like this, they aren't just about them. They're about all of us.